That gave Howard Kendall most concern in his first team selection. John Bailey, the final piece in that jigsaw, edging out Kevin Ratcliffe at left back. Alan Ainscough and Mickey Thomas add width to a midfield for which Kendall considered himself, but plumped instead for Trevor Ross. And up front it was a case of which of the two new strikers would partner last year's top scorer Peter Eastoe. Mick Ferguson is the unlucky one today, and he's the substitute. But it's not just Everton who parade the new names. Tony Van Mierlo is a forward who has played 3 times for Holland. Van Mierlo joined Birmingham in the summer from the Dutch club Willem II. So too did Bud Brocken, a 23-year-old winger who 2 years ago was voted the most promising player of the year in Holland. Jim Smith also signed Neil Watmore from Bolton last night, but too late for inclusion today. And Birmingham are also without Alan Kirbishley, who's not fit, and Frank Worthington, who's still in America. And this week both Joe Gallagher and Keith Birchin were sold. So there is a place in today's attack for Tony Evans, born here in Liverpool. Evans, though, still in dispute with the club and at the moment on a week-to-week contract. Howard Kendall deciding to watch the first half at least from a seat in the stand. And amid a great air of optimism, the new season at Goodison Park is underway. Birmingham City in the all-light strip, a change strip of all yellow, defending the goal to the left in the first half. And the referee, George Courtney, who oddly enough was in charge here at the last home game of last season. Mike Walsh, and the first touch for Jim Arnold. The pitch in good condition after heavy renovations during the close season, and it's a rather steamy, sultry afternoon. John Bailey. Here's Hartford. A touch from Eastoe, and Billy Wright arriving. Hartford playing it forward, touched off by Eastoe, and it came through finally for Billy Wright, who shot under pressure. Devin Dillon breaks here for Broadhurst, held up by Evans. And the shot from Van Mierlo struck Evans, indeed struck a defender, and Birmingham City get the corner. And Bud Brocken has gone across to take it. Hawker up on the near post for Birmingham, and it comes for Hawker and Van Mierlo. So Birmingham, with 4 minutes of the new season gone, worked the set piece, and Van Mierlo puts one past Jim Arnold in the 4th minute of his Birmingham City career. So Tony Van Mierlo, brought to pep up Birmingham City's attack, has made a perfect start. And suddenly the mood of euphoria here at Goodison Park lapses into some of the tension of the back end of last season, when Everton lost 4 of their last 5 home games in the First Division. Lyons is forward at the free kick, and Ainscough! Is offside. So nearly the old adage of getting caught when you've just scored a goal, finding Birmingham out, and Alan Ainscough's joy turning to disappointment. So A day when so many of this big crowd at Goodison Park have come to see new faces in Everton colours. It's the two new Dutchmen who combine for Birmingham City. Rocken's corner and Milo's goal. But George Courtney reaches for the notebook to record the name of David Langan for the late tackle on Mickey Thomas. This time Dennis closer to Ainscough, but Everton have the free kick. There's a tendency in Mark Dennis's game to dive in positions might be regarded as unnecessary. Bailey went for placement. Just had the snap side of goal and placed it wide of the post. Authoritative header from Lyons. Ross almost taking too long and having the strength to withstand Van Mierlo's challenge. Looking to get it back from Bailey. Bailey again. Ainscough getting behind them now. And Alan Ainscough. A goal that will bring him particular joy. Finding the gap just inside that far post. And 11 minutes gone. Everton are level. That must have come at some relief for Howard Kendall. And Ainscough here in possession again. And Alan Ainscough really punishing his former teammates, who had allowed him to run free behind the line of defenders without running offside. And onside this time is Bailey. Thomas in the middle. Bailey not at the moment looking for support. I feel he might need it. Provided by Eastoe in the end. Here's Ainscough. Getting the ball, but only after he had got Van Mierlo. Langan. Good control by Bailey. Not too happy about the options available to him. He usually doesn't need any second bidding to get forward himself. Thomas. Birmingham might break now with John Bailey out of position. And Walsh having to come across as the covering player, and Brocken's pass looking for Evans. And Everton caught really by Bailey's foray forward a moment or two earlier. And Evans trying to make it count a second time. And Brocken, who found space where Bailey had left him, but Arnold making an important save from Evans. It's Everton's free kick. As Wright looks up, he'll see Mike Lyons forward around the penalty spot, joining Bailey. And Lyons makes it, and Ionesco, and it's a penalty against Hawker for handball. Lyons making contact with the header. Ross couldn't make it, and it was handball there by Hawker. And there was some debate in the dressing room as to who would be entrusted with the penalties. Everton had a number of players who missed last season. Trevor Ross was one of them, although he always fancies the job. Asa Hartford was the incumbent at the end of last season, and it's Hartford who steps up now, and Whelans makes the save, and moved in doing so. So George Courtney pointed straight back to the spot. Hartford looking to place it to the goalkeeper's left now, and Whelans was on his way. Now Howard Kendall told me earlier this week that he would like Alan Biley to take them. Biley, you can see there on the edge of the area, and certainly involved in a conversation with Hartford, but perhaps bowing to seniority and turning away. So it becomes a battle of wits again between Jeff Whelans and Asa Hartford. And Whelans wins, this time at the expense of a corner, but there's no doubt in the referee's mind. And Jeff Whelans, who was 30 years old earlier this week, celebrates with a double penalty save. So Thomas will take the corner, and Whelans with a much easier task. So Asa Hartford joins the catalogue of Everton players who have missed from the spot. Langan. Gemmell offering support in field. Trying to get it back from Evans, and it nearly sneaked past Mike Lyons. Here's Van Mierlo, and he took that beautifully. And it came to Evans. It might still come for Evans. It came the first time like a rocket as Van Mierlo was trying the shot. Evans nearly made something of it. And it almost dropped a second time for Tony Evans. You could see clearly what was in Van Mierlo's mind there, but he completely mishit his effort at goal, and then it dropped for Evans a second time and he couldn't turn it in. So one wonders what Howard Kendall thinks about the Everton defensive play in the first half, the area that perhaps concerned him most as he picked his first team. Here's Walsh. Ionesco had checked wide. Walker's header away. But the whistle that goes is for the end of an entertaining and highly eventful first half, with 2 goals in the first 11 minutes. Tony Van Mierlo putting Birmingham in front, Alan Ionesco equalising. But the scoreline staying at 1-1 thanks to Jeff Whelans twice thwarting Asa Hartford from the penalty spot. And Hartford in the end choosing the second time to go the same way. Whelans reading his mind and pushing it round the post, and it's 1-1 at half-time. So certainly enough in the first 45 minutes to suggest that 3 points for a win might have influenced the manager's philosophies. 2 goals, 1 apiece, and the opportunity for several more. And maybe it's been that both sides have attacked rather better than they've defended. Mike Thomas, who gives Everton that shape in midfield, with 4 strung across the park and responsibilities on a wider front for him. Bailey's header. Both sides, of course, with great local pressures on them. Hardly needs saying what they are on Everton. But in terms of Birmingham City, very much secondary citizens in the area with the success of Aston Villa last year. And Eastoe might make something here. And as he goes down, as Birmingham hesitated at the back, George Courtney well placed to give the decision right on the edge of that Birmingham penalty area. And Birmingham have everyone back behind the ball. So Ross and Thomas are the players over the ball, as Everton go about their work and trying to disrupt the line of defenders, and Ross strikes it. Gemmell was out quickly to block it. So power from Ross, but he couldn't find a way through. Right, coming off the near post where Lyons is as well. And it's Eastoe who finishes it off. So last year's top scorer has opened his account. And just as Birmingham did at the start of the second half, Everton score from a corner. Touched on by Lyons, and it's Peter Eastoe there for just that flick on to get it over the line. Broadhurst staying down again as Ainscough takes it up for Everton. Looks for Hartford. Put out by Todd. A little flare up a moment or two ago between Broadhurst and Wright. It continued off the ball. But here's Bailey. And Broadhurst touches it away from Thomas. And ball by Gillen. And Everton take the free kick quickly. And Kevin Dillon is the player being spoken to by the referee. So Birmingham face another examination in the air. Whelan's coming this time, Lyons getting there first, and Ainscough lost his bearings at the crucial moment. The defenders left it to the goalkeeper, and it didn't work for Birmingham. Whelan's came but didn't make it. And in the centre of the director's box, 2 famous figures from the past days, Harry Catterick and Bill Shankly. Hawker winning it this time. Broadhurst. Here's Van Mierlo. It in towards Evans, who was trying to get a free ride on the back of Mike Lyons.
I have a police message from Mr. Ken Thomas, a master and witness who calls the police as soon as possible. Mr. Ken Thomas, a master and witness who goes to the police as soon as possible. Thank you.
It's Ross who's making the forward run. And that effort wins Everton the throw, conceded by Todd. Up. Ainscough. Cross-catching Mark Dennis watching the ball rather than the man, and Ainscough beat him to it. Gemmell. Here's Evans, and Arnold's got to come. And to scamper back as Walsh did his best to stop Evans recovering quickly. But Tony Evans getting in behind the defender, staying onside, and Arnold's work wasn't clean on that occasion. And Evans was trying to pull him back as well. Bailey. Useful cross to Eastoe. Brought forward by Dillon, who rides Ross's tackle, then hurdles one from Walsh, and Evans! Well, the glory of the goal would have gone to Tony Evans, but the credit for the exciting switch of play from Kevin Dillon, who surged from deep in his own half. Dillon, a player who was wanted in the close season by Nottingham Forest. Birmingham able to hang on to him and skillfully picking a way through. Evans firing it off the top of the bar. And it's Bud Brocken who goes off, and the substitute, another of the young brigade at Birmingham, Ian Handysides, who's 18. Ainscough, who's still full of running. And has he got the legs here of Dennis? He has, but he hasn't got the composure to finish it off. Maybe it would be asking too much of a fairy tale to punish the club that you've left with 2 goals. But he judged the bounce better, he kept his balance better, and then screwed the shot horribly wide. And Bailey clearly onside against Hawker. Ainscough in the middle if Bailey needs the help. Well, he did so well, and it would have been the perfect finale to his endeavours in his first league game for Everton. Jeff Whelan's hurt in the collision, but the ball rolled invitingly across the face of the goal by Bailey, and Ainscough couldn't quite get there. Thomas with the socks now down and rather epitomising the way a player feels towards the end of their first league game of the season. A weary look. Mickey Thomas, who used to stand behind the goal to our right as a lad, as an Everton supporter. Here's Eastoe. Bailey wants it in the middle. Broadhurst gets it forward. Hartford. And Bailey is clear and onside. And Alan Bailey ices the cake. Well, Birmingham have threatened to be undone in that way several times in this second half. And they were caught square again. Bailey timed his run to perfection, and the lob was beautifully delivered. Dillon with the free kick. And Milo wins the corner. Comes here for Handysides. And it was Evans who had the flick. Handysides again. Broadhurst was stooping in. It's Ross who made contact for Everton. Well, from the Everton point of view, the scoreline could have looked less impressive. But Howard Campbell starts his regime here with a victory, and a victory that brings 3 points at that. And he'll be pleased, as the supporters will be as well, that 2 of his new signings got themselves on the score sheet. Alan Bailey wrapping up the 3-1 victory after Alan Ainscough had equalised the early goal from Van Mierlo. Peter Easter, the other scorer, and Everton win against Birmingham City by 3 goals to 1.